Hello and welcome to another installment of Sportstown Chicago Coach's Corner, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. I'm Derek Splone, and today we have with us Moraine Valley Community College Athletic Director and head women's tennis coach Bill Finn. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Derek. It's great to be here.
And Coach, let's start with you being the athletic director since 1983 for Moraine Valley Community College. 30 years this year, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What has been your favorite part of being the athletic director so far?
Well, you know what? I've told my children I've never worked a day in my life. I mean, it's sports every day. It's 18-year-old kids every day. And every year, they're still 18. So it's amazing. My biggest problems every day are the fields prepared? Do we have umpires showing up? Is the court clean for basketball? Do we got tennis balls for the match? I mean, what kind of a job is that? So it's amazing. We've been very fortunate that Moraine Valley's grown the way it has and turned into a great campus, and we're excited to be there.
So it always keeps you on your toes and just always ready.
There's always something that comes up every day.
Right.
No day's ever the same when you're dealing with people and 18-year-olds. And one of the good things is really you're dealing with adults. So there's less parental problems at a college level than some of the high school athletic directors deal with, which works out for me.
And what has been some things that have changed in college athletics over time for you?
Well, I will say when we started in 1983 at Moraine Valley, the athletic program, we had football back then, and it just wasn't able to be to keep it going. We had too many kids from out of the state coming in to play football, and then we didn't have any housing. So since that time, we dropped football. It was a sad day to drop football, but we were able to add 100 scholarships. So it's at Moraine Valley. A majority of our student athletes are on scholarship. Not many people even know that. We have 28,000 students. Our facilities are phenomenal. So a lot of the things that we had trouble with in the old days with kids paying their tuition, having football, which was a huge expense to us, we've turned into a positive where we have scholarships and 12 other sports.
Definitely. And you've had a very successful volleyball and basketball program. Can you talk a little bit about those programs and how you've been able to keep them, successful?
We really have. We've been very successful in basketball. I was the basketball coach for 22 of those years, and we were exceptional during those years. Just this season itself, our women's volleyball team was undefeated. Our women's tennis team was undefeated, qualified for nationals, as did the volleyball. And our boys basketball team just qualified for the national finals Monday.
Congratulations.
So we're leaving next week to play in the national final. So we've had a great year with those sports, and we expect that every year. We're in a really hotbed of sports in the southwest suburbs,
right.
And Moraine has a really good name now. So if you're not going Division I, there's no reason not to go to Moraine. We have scholarships, great facilities, great coaching. So we're fortunate. It's been a great couple of years.
Well, we wish the basketball program the best of luck with their journey to the playoffs.
Thanks. It's going to be exciting, Derek.
Right. And since 2004, you've been the head tennis coach. Can you talk about how that happened, basically?
Well, I had retired from basketball coaching, and I have ADD, of course, like a lot of coaches do. So I needed to do something else besides my athletic director duties, and I love tennis. And I always have loved tennis. My daughter played at Carl Sandburg High School and the University of Chicago. I played as a youngster. So I felt there's a niche out there where we would get 1 or 2 calls every week. Hey, do you have a tennis program? Do you have a tennis program? So here's a program we can start. In 2 days, we'll be good. And which is what we did. We had great seasons from the first season on. I was the men's and women's coach for both seasons, girls in the fall, boys in the spring. And we just had great kids come out, great parental support, exceptional players, and just leading up to the last few years with the women's program. Nicole Selvaggio has been the cornerstone of our program, led us to heights we've never seen before. We were undefeated. It was just ridiculous to have an undefeated season and going. In fact, we're leaving in May 4th for the national tournament in Tucson with our women's team coming up.
Right, and then was that kind of an easy transition for you to say, kind of to go from
yes, a coach coaches people.
Right.
I think some of my previous basketball players will tell you my coaching style is pretty similar to ask one of the girl tennis players and say, how does Coach Finn coach? I coach the same. I coach them the same way I coach the boys. I coach girls, same way I coach basketball. I coach tennis because I coach the person. Obviously, you have parameters that you have to follow, and each of the sports is a little bit different. But I'm more of a motivator, recruiter, trying to get the best local talent to come to Moraine, and that usually turns out okay if you have good players.
And with all those great memories and experiences, what is some of the defining moments of your coaching career?
Well, I will say this year's tennis program is women has been amazing. We had Nicole 2 years. She was a dominant player. I know she's coming up in one of your future segments. And we've an undefeated season, speaks for itself, and we're going to Tucson for a week, Tucson, Arizona, which is amazing. So that's one of the defining moments. I've been inducted in 5 Hall of Fames over the last 10 or 12 years, so that's been an amazing personal achievement.
It's a lot of high accomplishments, and what do you feel kind of separates Moraine Valley from some of the other colleges?
I think it's the personal touch you get at Moraine Valley. We might have 28,000 students, but all of our faculty, all of our staff are local. We live in the community. Our students are all from the community. So, I've been there 30 plus years. I started coaching in '81 there, and I've got players who are, 53 years old. Some of my players are, because I'm older than that. So it's just amazing to see them at the grocery store. Now I've coached their kids, and it's just the community feel you get, the personal touch you get from Moraine it puts us above all. And
this tennis season, you guys are undefeated. Why was that so special to you? Where does that rank up there with some of your highest achievements?
Well, in sports, anytime you step on the field, the other team wants to win as bad as you want to win. So to get one win every time you go out is important. To be able to go through a whole season with a big arrow, or a big target on your back, Moraine's undefeated. We want to get that. Everyone was after us.
Right.
Everyone's always after Moraine because we've won the All Sports Trophy in the conference many years running, and we're ranked in the country almost every year in all of our sports. So our local identity is very high. No one might not know about us in Yavapai, Arizona, but around here, people certainly know Moraine Valley is known for quality athletics.
And moving on to Nicole, what kind of stands out about her that's made her so special?
Well, she's mature, first of all. She's way more mature for her age. I think she's put in way more time into being a good tennis player. You don't just become a good athlete in anything. You have to practice and work and put many hours in your craft, which she has done. She's a student of the game. She takes no shortcuts. She'll work hourlessly. She's the first one to practice. She's the last one to leave. All the corny stuff you hear is what she brings to the table. Like I said, the maturity, and she's a bright, she's never had a B now that she's been at Moraine Valley. I think she once told me she hasn't had a B in her entire academic career. I never had a B either.
All right, we believe you.
All C's. But there we go.
And how has she been able to maintain that leadership role throughout her career here?
Well, I think I had a little bit to do with that because I allowed her to be herself and do her thing, and she needs minimal motivation to get started in the match. Needs minimal motivation to get to practice and practice hard. So that's sort of how I handled her. She's mature. I handled her like a mature woman that she is. And then people follow leaders. People follow quality players. They want to be like them. So she was able to bring the level of play of all the girls up.
And our last question for you, Coach: what can we expect the life of the coach and AD Bill Finn?
Well, like I said, I have an amazing job at Moraine Valley. I also have a 4-year-old daughter, Molly, who's the delight of my life, so I'm hoping someday to coach her. I don't know if it's going to be at Moraine Valley, but I think I'm going to last a few more years at Moraine Valley.
Bill, thanks for your time, and coming up next we have star tennis player Nicole Selvaggio on Sportstown Chicago.
You love watching and talking about sports, so why not turn that passion into a career in sports broadcasting at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting?
Hi, I'm Matt Abaticola from Sports Radio 670 The Score, Chicago's #1 sports talk station. I'm a graduate of the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, graduated in 2001, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today without the time that I spent at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting.
With a 10-month program and financial aid available, you'll learn to be on the air and behind the scenes.
The great aspect of it is that you're working on equipment that's being used in the marketplace today. It's not outdated material, it's not outdated equipment, they're not teaching you old techniques. You're learning actual techniques and working on equipment that are being used in marketplaces today all over the country.
For more information, go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports or text Chicago Sports to 33239 or call 630-916-1700. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where sports broadcasting careers begin.
Welcome back to the Sportstown Chicago Coaches Corner. We now have with us U.S. college tennis player, NJCAA Region 4 Player of the Year, and Illinois Skyway Collegiate Conference Player of the Year, Nicole Selvaggio. Nicole, welcome.
Hi, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, Nicole, how did you first start playing tennis?
Well, I started tennis a little bit later in life, kind of when I was about 14. I'm a type 1 diabetic, so tennis was basically just a new way for me to get exercise and keep myself healthy, and I really wanted to make my high school tennis team, so I worked my butt off that summer practicing, hitting a bunch of tennis balls at the local park with my dad, and the day tryout came, I made varsity on the first day, and I've been, putting in 6-8 hours of practice every day since. Yeah.
A lot of video game time. Did you ever try any other sports?
Yes, I was a little tomboy at the park, playing with all the boys. I used to play baseball, soccer, softball. Even tried my hand at football once. That wasn't fun. I got thrown around a bit, but yeah, any way to stay active, I would do it.
Okay, so you were the girl with the backwards hat and the overalls then.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
So you went to Marist High School in Chicago. How'd you make that choice?
Well, it was actually a pretty easy decision. Academics were really always an important factor for me in deciding my high school choice. So I wanted to go to a school with a really good academic reputation and just a school that I felt really had good, strong core beliefs. And yeah, so Marist was the right fit for me.
Okay, yeah, we also heard you met Billie Jean King, and you got a scholarship. Can you tell us something about that?
I did, yeah. My senior year at Marist, I was looking to apply for scholarships, and my mom found this scholarship online. It was the Novo Nordisk Donnelly Award, and it's basically a scholarship for diabetic tennis players. So that, in a nutshell, is me, a diabetic tennis player. So I applied for it. I didn't really think I had a chance to even, get anywhere with it because it was a national scholarship. But I actually got the phone call from Billie Jean herself, and I thought it was a prank phone call telling me I won. And I got to meet her, and I got to watch a pro tennis events in South Carolina. And it was a $5,000 scholarship, so it was definitely a highlight in my life.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
hot. And you got to go to Carolina.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
awesome. I got to be a professional player for the day, living the life. It was great.
That's what's up. Well, me, I'm sort of like a brand junkie. I'm only Team Nike.
Okay.
So what kind of racket do you use?
I use the Babolat Aero Pro Drive. It's the one tennis player Rafael Nadal uses, but it's the earlier version. Yeah, I've had a lot of success with it. I like it.
All right, so singles versus doubles.
Okay.
Which one do you like more?
Definitely singles. I like having control. I like knowing my own destiny. And singles gives me that one-on-one opportunity. At the end of the match, it's either me or my opponent who's going to win, and we hold our own destiny in our hands. So I like that.
Okay, and so all these accomplishments this season, you guys had a great year. You went undefeated. How did it all come to place? Was it like when it was like week 3 or week 4, you guys were like, we could really do this? Like, how did it all go down?
Yeah, definitely. Well, for me personally, this is back-to-back kind of winning my own personal titles with like the Player of the Year, All Conference, All Regional, MVP, et cetera, et cetera. So I set a personal goal for myself to go undefeated again and try and win all those titles for the second year in a row. And I think just going into practice, every game, 100% focused, kind of really motivated my teammates to do the same too. This was by far the best team I've ever been on, socially and I guess athletically too. And we really pushed each other and made each game, each practice count. So we really wanted to go all out and be the best we can.
Okay, and we just heard from Coach Finn. He had a lot of nice stuff to say about you. So to throw it back, what do you like about him?
Oh my God, everything. Coach Finn is by far one of the people that I respect. Like, I respect him more than a lot of people I've ever met. Top 5 people all time for sure, you know. And I've met a lot of people, you know, and Billie Jean King included, you know. And Coach Finn definitely ranks really high up there. He's definitely the best tennis coach I've ever had. He really knows when to push his players, but he also knows when to back off. And I think he's the sense that he's really realistic. He has realistic goals, and he treats us like people, like adults. And I think that carries on with his players.
Okay. All right. So, do you have any fun or funny stories about Coach? Or?
Not of Coach specifically. A memory that's funny, I guess, that really stands out for me is when we were driving home from a big win against Sauk Valley. It was really late at night, and that ride home is like easy 2 hours anyway. And I asked Coach to turn on the radio in the bus, and Believe by Cher came on, and we all, I guess, I don't know, the song's called Believe. We just won a tough match. It all fit, and Coach cranked it up, and we were blasting that pretty loud, all singing and dancing, and I saw Coach maybe singing a little bit too, dancing, getting his hands in the air. It was a really great time. Definitely funny. We still laugh about that.
Coach singing Cher, nice.
Yeah, not many players can say their coach sung Cher.
I don't think really no one else on your team can.
You know, it's okay.
So do you have any ridiculous superstitions or program rituals before each match?
Well, one thing I like to do, I pull out my Lucky Gorilla. It's this little, maybe like 2-inch plastic gorilla that I pull out of my bag, and I just kind of rub them for good luck. And the story behind the gorilla, which sounds crazy, I know, is at the regional final last year, I was playing a really tough player from COD, and after that match, which I won, and I never beat her before in my career, that match lasted a good 4 hours. It was brutal. And after that match, he congratulates me, and when I get off the court, and he pulls me to the side, and he gives me this little plastic gorilla. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he said, you know, I found this, and I've been holding on to it the whole time for good luck, so I want you to have it. So ever since, this little gorilla means the world to me, and I use it, and it's been giving me luck so far. So, yeah.
Oh, you hear that? Little plastic gorillas. That's where the secret is now.
That's all it takes.
Well, we know.
Yeah.
Now we know. It's not the rackets, not the hair, it's the gorillas.
It's the gorilla, definitely.
Okay, so what's next for you now?
What's next? Well, after Moraine, I will be going to St. Xavier University to study English secondary education, and that university does not have a tennis team, so I'm cutting the tennis strings loose, to say, with this. So this my last match will be played at the National Tennis Tournament in Tucson, Arizona, and I can't picture a better way to end my college tennis career than playing over there.
Well, thank you, Nicole, for being part of Coach's Corner, and thank you all for watching. For more episodes of Sportstown Chicago Coach's Corner, go to sportstownchicago.com.